I'm from Minneapolis, and Somalians are just part of the culture here. And also, over the past few years, I've noticed that I see a lot of them with new cars. So I'm a handyman, and I worked on a lot of Section 8 housing to make sure they're up to standard. And I always wondered how someone on Section 8 can afford multiple new cars. I just couldn't put it together.
There's a whole lot of celebrities that y'all thought was black, really Somalian. And it's looking like they some of the most criminal people in America with all this fraud they got going on.
2 days into the Small Business Administration's investigation, Secretary Kelly Loeffler says the agency has uncovered at least $1 million in PPP fraud. And the state itself is now looking into the possibility of fraud in another Medicaid program.
These people not regular black, they another type of black. And the world just now figuring out what type of black this is.
The man pictured is Abdul Dahir Ibrahim. He also has a prior conviction in Canada for asylum and welfare fraud. ICE tells Fox News Ibrahim was granted temporary protected status for 10 years, but should have never been eligible.
People had him mistaken for Nipsey Hussle, brother, and they're also claiming he the one that gave Black Sam the money to start the Marathon Burger. I don't know all the details, but Trump said these people dirty, they nasty, they stink, they country stink, and he don't want them in America.
He is president of America. We have to respect him.
Shukri Abashike and her husband own a store in downtown Lewiston. She raised 8 children, all now with college degrees, and still works 7 days a week.
We order, we drink, any kind.
She supports the president, but not his blanket statements about her home country and fellow citizens.
Some people good, some people no good. But 90% is very good people. They like to follow the rule. They work hard. They work day and night.
A lot of Muslim people and a lot of Somali people voted for him. So he represents us. And now he's targeting us.
And now he wants to deport them. So if you don't remember, during the election, Somali leaders in Minnesota did a press conference where they publicly endorsed Donald Trump. Now, fast forward to recently, Donald Trump is, doing his press conference on the news, and he's saying that he wants Somali people gone. He says that he does not like them. He says that, I guess, the areas that they live in are poverty-stricken, and, they're not good people, and that's why they don't even want to live in their own country. And he knows that it's not politically correct to say that, but he don't like them, and he wants them gone. There's a lot of immigrants that are learning the hard way that, your proximity to whiteness means nothing. There's a reason why a lot of black people don't care to be, in white spaces. They don't care to bootleg or none of that. There's a reason, because at the end of the day, whether you believe that you're black or not, I'm not black, I'm Somali.
It's so sad to see black Americans caught up on that black and white nonsense when these people got away with a hell of a bag. I'm talking about billions of dollars.
Whistleblowers have suggested the total amount of fraud across various COVID assistance programs could potentially reach as high as $8 billion.
When I find out that people take advantage of the American people's generosity, it makes me want to knee someone in the groin.
Fox News has obtained photos of one of the Somali illegal immigrants wrapped up in the Minnesota fraud scandal, posing with several high-profile Minnesota Democrats, including Congresswoman Ilhan Omar and Governor Tim Walz. The man pictured is Abdul Dahir Ibrahim.
They're saying that this man married his own sister to be a citizen in America, and she on the news trying to defend her brother like people didn't know that was her husband, allegedly.
Meanwhile, Minnesota Congresswoman Ilhan Omar was asked this morning if more should have been done to protect taxpayer dollars.
Well, I want to say, this also has an impact on Somalis because we are also taxpayers in Minnesota. We also could have benefited from the program and the money that was stolen. And so it's been really frustrating for people to not acknowledge the fact that we're also, as Minnesotans, as taxpayers, really upset and angry about the fraud that has occurred.
Just last week, ICE arrested a Somali alien in Minnesota convicted of welfare fraud who was pictured with the Congresswoman.
It sounds like America got some blood-sucking ticks sucking everything out of the American economy, not even from America, got outsiders, invaders in the country, bleeding the country dry, and the American people didn't even know what was going on until now.
Several of the whistleblowers in Minnesota have told state lawmakers that by the time these investigations are through, they believe the actual size of this fraud, the amount of taxpayer dollars that has been stolen, could be higher than $8 billion. Governor Tim Walz, who is up for re-election, is under fire for all of this happening under his watch, but he says they have investigated every claim of fraud that's come in, something whistleblowers dispute, and says the state is taking the steps it needs to keep it from happening again.
So one startling example sticking out concerns a program to help recovering addicts find stable housing. Initial estimates for the housing program was for just under $3 million annually. But an indictment shows grifters fraudulently billed Medicaid more than $100 million last year alone.
The chaos that's coming out of Washington, the things that are happening there, we can't control that. But in Minnesota, we can control the ability to do what we do every single year, create good, solid budgets based on factual data. We're glad to report them. We will continue to try and make government more efficient. We will continue to take and tackle the issue of fraud, of people defrauding the people of Minnesota and the state of Minnesota.
The craziest part about it is these Somalians, they all Trump supporters, and he don't want them in the country. Now they all about to get a wake-up call.
From Rochester to Duluth.
On the campaign trail in Minnesota last summer, President Donald Trump caught the attention of this man. Salman Fiki had a front row seat for the St. Cloud rally. He says he got the call from the president's team to help drum up support for the Republican ahead of Election Day.
Economic issues, safety issues, education issues.
Fiki, a Somali immigrant, says he is proud to support conservative policies, but says his support for the president is now gone.
Their country stinks. And we don't want them in our country.
This is President Donald Trump doubling down, continuing to attack the entire Somali community in Minnesota, the vast majority of whom are U.S. citizens. CBS News reports that this week, ICE is launching an operation specifically targeting Somali people.
Dehumanizing and very demeaning rhetoric.
You described this as a betrayal, but did you not expect President Donald Trump to talk this way about the Somali community, given his history, given his policies?
Well, actually, we believe in second chances.
That benefit of the doubt, coupled with some Muslim communities becoming disillusioned with how the Biden administration handled the war in Gaza, gave the GOP new inroads in the Somali community in 2024. Data from the Minnesota Secretary of State shows that in strong Somali neighborhoods like Cedar Riverside and Minneapolis, Trump's performance improved by 5 percentage points. Fiki believes that goodwill is now lost for the GOP.
That in no way do I believe any community is all bad, just like I don't believe any community is all good.
Not only was a lot of Somalians Trump supporters, but when they were supporting Trump, they sound like they ain't even know how to pronounce Donald Trump.
We love our brothers and sisters who are Democrats, but you left us. And because the left left us, join the right, vote for Trump, 2024, vote for George Rape, 2024, vote for Maisie Young in St. Paul, 2024, vote for Tajud in CD3, 2024, vote for Tom Emma, our lion, out of St. Cloud. Farhan is here and is endorsing him. And please go out and vote, because voting for Trump without soldiers is giving him a failure. So please vote. Again, for the school boards, we have a ton of people running who are in the school board from all over the state. And please go vote for the Republican Party this time. Thank you so much.
A few moments later.
I don't want them in our country, I'll be honest with you. Somebody would say, oh, that's not politically correct. I don't care. I don't want them in our country. Their country's no good for a reason. Their country stinks, and we don't want them in our country. I could say that about other countries, too. I can say it about other countries, too. We don't want them to hell. We have to rebuild our country. You know, our country's at a tipping point. We could go bad. We're at a tipping point. I don't know if people mind me saying that, but I'm saying it. We could go one way or the other, and we're going to go the wrong way if we keep taking in garbage into our country.
They might as well let Stone Cold Steve Austin be the president next, because this man putting the smackdown on everybody. I mean, people getting their ass kicked out of America.
Thank you, Salman, and good morning again. My name is Faisal Deri, and we're here gathered today with the community leaders, business leaders, and youth leaders from the Somali community and from the Muslim community in Minnesota. And we're gathered here today to fully support and endorse President Trump and J.D. Vance. So, some of the key issues of the community are the global wars, and we're for peace. Economic issues, family values and education.
Mr. President, we campaign for you. We have hope in you. We see hope in you. Please differentiate between good, bad, and evil.
That's a Somali immigrant who voted for President Trump in 2024, but now Trump is demonizing Somalis in America, specifically here in Minnesota.
I don't want them in our country, I'll be honest with you. Okay? Somebody would say, oh, that's not politically correct. I don't care. I don't want them in our country. We're going to go the wrong way if we keep taking in garbage into our country.
I got 5 children. My children are no garbage. I campaigned for the president in 2024. I actually went out and we reached 50 million people endorsing Trump 7 days before the election.
What drew you to the president?
Because we believed he was an agent of chaos. We couldn't afford anything back then. There was a fentanyl crisis. There was an issue of affordability. The living standards went down. Crime issues. These are 5 very important things to us. And we believe that Trump will be the solution to it. I've been a Republican for over 25 years. I'm not going to stop being a Republican. But what I do know is for a fact is we're getting killed out here because people are saying, we told you so.
I don't know how they gonna do this, but it's looking like they planning on taking all the Somalians out of Minnesota and sending them back to Somalia. How that's gonna go? I'm pretty sure people been paying bills, taxes, got property, land. They just gonna come, take them back to Somalia. How that's gonna work? I don't know. Did they explain that to the people? What's the process?
I just know you all seen that one video of the Somali old heads coming together being like, oh, Trump 2025, Trump for president. And they went on a podium endorsing Donald Trump and supporting his campaign. Now, it didn't even take a full year before Donald Trump turns his back on these old heads, telling them, I don't want you nasty Somalians in this country. The same exact old heads who were endorsing and supporting Trump's campaign are now being insulted on national television. Now, ain't this karma at its finest?
The investigation into pandemic-related fraud in Minnesota, including cases involving members of the Somali community, is still unfolding. And the total amount of money involved may end up being much higher than early estimates of $1 billion. Some of the Minnesota cases intersect with earlier investigations into pandemic food aid fraud involving groups like Feeding Our Future, which federal prosecutors have called the largest pandemic fraud case in the history. More than 300 people have been charged in those broader investigations. But people want to know why Governor Tim Walz and Attorney General Keith Ellison didn't act more quickly when concerns were first raised.
I guess we just gonna have to wait and see. How y'all feel about these celebrities? I'm talking about all them black celebrities that y'all thought was black. Come to find out they Somalian and they tied into the mob. We don't know who's who, man. Looks could be deceiving. Y'all gonna have to let me know how y'all feel about this in the comment section. One more thing before I go.
Subscribe to my channel if that's what you want. But if that's not what you like, then you must be a punk. Hold on now, here we go. Who is this girl? She got that junk in her trunk. Baby girl, back it up, poke out your rump. It's S.A.T. that you want, and my music hit so hard, make you say